Thanks for joining us again. On this next video, we're going to talk about setting up our foundational mix and the important things we need to think about as we're doing that. First thing is good communication with the band so they understand what you're doing, and that just helps to create an understanding of the process, and also helps alleviate any frustrations with waiting around and stuff like that. So always talk with the band leader. He's running the band, and so if I need anything specific, I'll be speaking directly to him, if not directly to the musician. But always make sure the band leader is in understanding of where you're up to, because then as things happen, he can help you communicate with the team as to where we're up to. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to check the band leader mic and the click, as that's the first thing that we will need. As you know, our consoles are set up post fader by default, and all of our mix buses, so if we flip that round, are set to -10. The reason for that is as we start to dial in instruments, everybody starts to get that mix. Now, as I'm doing this in the first song, I'm wanting to get a base level of a mix, how I would think it should sound just musically, and then I would then go through for each musician and start to adjust it for how I think they need to hear it, and then I'll ask for feedback from that point. But the reason for having a bass layer is you've always got something to go back to as your bass layer. If things start to get a bit funky or out of control, at least you know at that point you've set up your gain structures, your EQ for it to sound great at that point, and then it's just about tailoring each mix to each individual musician. So let's get started with that. What I like to do is start with the ambience, create the space of the room, then I move on to overheads to create my kit sound, and then I add in the close mics to fill out the sound from the overheads. And then work through it all, create a foundational mix that I work from before I start individualizing things for individualizing mixes for each individual person. So we've started off already checking that everything is in post fader, which I'm just double checking now. Keys, acoustic guitar, vocals. Okay, that's everything done. So I'm going to play some music and I'll show you, and I'm going to do it very quickly. And I've already done some processing as I was setting up, but this is just so that you can get a bit of an idea of the process. Got a compressor in that's only happening very light, and I'm replacing it with the makeup gain there. And as I listen to it, I'm always checking it back against overheads here in the room. Just listen to snare. Again, compressor.
Life at such a price. This is love, this is love. And when the Father calls us home, and we see Him on the throne, hear the voices sing as one.
Everyone and
this is love, this is love. Oh, we are the people of God with the freedom of hope in our hearts. How great is the love of the Father.
back to the car.
Oh, we are people of God with the freedom of hope in our hearts. How great is the love of the Father.
One, two, three, four.
basis of my mix. So what I'm going to do now is individual pieces. So I'm on the drums first. So I'm going to bump.
Open our hearts, how great is the love of the Father.
To the call.
We are people of God with the
Fader.
open our hearts, how great is the love of the Father.
One, two, three.
With the freedom of open our hearts, how
Nice.
great is the love of the Father.
All that.
We are people of God with the freedom of open our hearts, how great is the love of the Father.
Bill.
Keyboardist. Got to make that pre-fader, so let's go back to pre-fader. Keys.
And we're out. Hit the bridge in a 1, 2.
This is the song of the redeemed, the ransomed and the free, given life at such a price. With the freedom of open our hearts, how great is the love of the Father.
Electric guitar. Guitar.
People of God with the freedom.
Make sure that these
Open our hearts, how great is the love of the Father.
Bill. We're out. Hit the bridge in a 1, 2.
This is the song of the redeemed, the ransomed and given life at such a price. This is love, this is love. And when the Father calls us home, and we see Him on the throne, hear the voices sing as one.
Everyone